Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised. And this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul. And we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become. In being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle. Which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 321st One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace on Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be host once again in this weekly series of workshops. And once again, we have the honor of being joined with the members of the Universal Council and support members for the Universal Council. And we welcome them, and we will engage into the workshop right away here. Thank you very much, and let's begin.
Hello and welcome, all beautiful souls. I am Andrea, part of the German Universal Council support team. We are spark of the divine. Because of it, we all together are part of one planet, one nation, one race, and the universal community. This means we have to be responsible for all living creatures on Earth. In every moment, we shall be attentive to think good, speak good, and act good. So we can stand together, help and respect each other, and give freely unconditional love and peace from our soul. Parent, it is very important to stay continuously connected with the dome of peace, with the intention for the highest good of all in Israel, Palestine, and Iran. Let us pray now in silence for 1 minute to elevate the souls of the religious and world leaders for compassion, love, and respect for humanity. Trust in the breath of God and the light codes of the solar flare. Let your light shining and be love. Thank you. You can go to the next slide, Rick. Thank you.
Hello to everyone, here's Andreas. Also Universal Council support member for the German-speaking community. Now we have a video from the Brazilian community. It's an excerpt from the 468 Knowledge Seekers workshop, and it's about the secret to the expansion of the soul. And afterwards I will say something to it. Thank you.
The secret to expansion of the soul is abolishing the emotion. Which emotion itself comes from attachment. If you understood the last two sentences, you have found the key to the secret of creation. If you abolish the emotion, you find the key to transmutation. You find the key even to create the strength, to be at the strength of the Creator, to be able to feel Him. The biggest barrier for man is his emotion.
Mr. Keshe, is the emotion of presence in a similar realm of emotion of what you're talking about, or is that different?
It's all the same. It's all the same. Our biggest problem is we hate, we love, we feel cold, we feel hot, we feel anger, we feel everything else. If you can overcome emotion, then there is nothing for to keep the soul of physicality away from the soul.
We have Carl says, now I'm confused. Is there not a better word than abolish? Emotions held as a steady state or held in balance?
What do you mean?
Well, you said that we need to abolish emotion. And
it's not to abolish.
It.
If you are transparent between the soul of the physicality and the soul of the man, there is no emotion, there is no brain in between to create the emotion. But still feels their own strength, create emotion. This is a way it works. If I can put it this way, if you can get rid of the emotion of fear, you can jump up any height. So if you can understand this, then it's easy to operate. If you have a fear of emotion or fear of losing a love, and you do anything to hold it, you have no more fear. The best thing is, I've said that many times, but if I understood, you know, when you fall in love, you do the most stupid things, and then years later you think, how did I do this thing? And you don't think about it, because being with a lover, giving a joy to see a smile on the face of a lover, or to create the emotion just to be near to, takes out all the fears to zero, because it doesn't exist. When it doesn't exist, you can do everything. I've done that many, many times when I was young. And you think, oh God, what would have happened if such a thing was there or happened? What would have happened? But you do it without fear because you're so much in love with whatever you want to. I have faced this lack of fear, and they always tell me you're arrogant because of. No, because I have no fear. Not having fear doesn't mean you're arrogant. It means you're confident. That is not a barrier, it's not a point.
Thank you very much. It's actually very easy, and on the other side, very difficult when you think about that the humanity is running every day to get the personal money in the pocket. Everyone has to work. We are stressed because we have less money, or we are greedy and want to have more money. And we have fears not to have enough. We have anger because others have more than we. And that are all physical emotions. And when we think about, I believe that most of us know that when we fall in love with a woman or a man, we are flying. Our soul is expanded and problems don't exist anymore. And we do everything just to make the other one happy. And so it is also with our children. But we can also love to serve the humanity for the whole planet, or to love the whole universe. And in that moment, our soul expands, and then the true serving starts, because it is all about to share their own love with everyone else and to make all others happy too. And that's what we all wish for the whole humanity and for everyone. And that's why we are here for. Thank you. Okay, Stefania cannot read. We, the Universal Council, create conditions to elevate the souls of the political and religious leaders.
Your present 30 minutes of pause, 30 seconds of pause.
We, the Universal Council, gratefully welcome all souls and souls of physicality who participate in the peace process and together offer our connection and energy to all existing souls and souls of physicality so that all can understand and realize the path of peace.
We are present.
We, the Universal Council, create with our love and care the condition for all souls and souls of physicality to take what they need to understand and realize peace.
We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul to elevate the soul of all political, economic, and religious people and their masters to realize the path of peace.
We are present.
Stefania, can you read?
Yeah. Could the focus for the Universal Council be to intend on our direct connection to be creator source, and by that to emphasize the futility of religion?
We are present.
We, the Universal Council, wish to elevate every soul. Their physicality had to die in an action of war, and to invite them to join us, bringing peace to everyone on this planet.
So
We
be
are
it.
present. Thank you. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, beautiful souls. Beautiful wishes. Always from the core of the heart and soul, my dear. This is the soul connection as we are doing from many months. Um, as we are all always connected with the soul according to the universal creator. And we are all equal. So past decades or eons we have never trusted, but now we trust and we connect with each other so simply in love and peace. So this is a moment of silence, beautiful souls, to connect as we are already connected, but to connect, to understand, realize always these moments of love and peace to elevate all souls in existence to be in peace and love, my dear beautiful souls. And as we are living, breathing is the way as we are living beings, we are breathing. All, even a stone can breathe. Maybe we can't see, but here we say that living being. So focus on your breath, my dear. Sometimes get a pause. Focus of you. I mean, like a living being, focus on your breath, on your heart and soul. So here, wherever you are, wherever, just walking, but get a pause from inside. So uh, uh, it is for 3 minutes, a moment of silence, connect with each other to elevate all souls in the peace and love of this new, already came, I will say, new era of peace and love. Thank you. And the silence starts from now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so, so much, beautiful souls, for being here always, for the elevation of all souls in existence, in love and peace. And thank you. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you so much. Now we can move to the next presentation.
And if you like the process that we've just completed in a very short time, doing a lot of work in the dimension of plasma, you can join us on a daily basis. The Universal Council invites the Keshe family and the Universal Council family in unifying at the soul level every day at 9 p.m. Central European Summertime or Central European Time for the elevation of all souls and the protection of the physicality in the universe. So if it's your wish to see peace on this planet, feel free to join us. And this is the time we enter into that magical dimension, as we just did, where we detach from the physicality and we gather collectively to bring a change on this planet to a permanent, peaceful condition. And of course, collectively, we're much stronger. We're creating a wider dimension of fields, and you may have that certain field or that certain energy that's needed by a soul to be satisfied. And to stop with the fear and the doubt and the disbelief, I think those were the emotions Mr. Keshe was talking about. Because if we go back to the 23rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop at about 2 hours and 37 minutes, you'll learn and hear Mr. Keshe describe a very similar situation. That was in 2014, as we're facing today in the Middle East, and giving to leaders, giving to their souls, not necessarily the man, but pray for the souls. And he said, not by thoughts, not by words, but by emotions. And we just heard about not using the emotions or blocking, in a way, the emotions. But again, I think it's the emotions of fear and doubt and disbelief. And that by giving, we can change the position of these world leaders, these religious leaders, even family members. Even your own soul can be elevated. So we're learning how to pray for the soul of the man, not so much the person. We're learning to elevate the soul, and that they can become satisfied enough that they change the physicality and move into the next position. And this is, in a way, setting the conditions for when we go out into space. We talk about giving here, and of course, in that giving process, you will also receive, but you're creating some sort of universal condition of giving and receiving. In the universal condition, they think about how much they've given each day, where here on Earth, we think about how much we've taken or how much we've gathered. So again, this is a test for humanity. It's not a magic show, but it's going to be done through the collective awareness of the souls by them individually and collectively giving to create the conditions of peace on this planet, a permanent peaceful condition that we can then join with the larger family, which is the family of the universal community. And if we don't do it ourselves, we probably won't keep it. And this is the reason it's our job, and this is a test for us, all of us, to continue to practice using the energy side of our existence. As Mr. Keshe said a couple of workshops ago, we're opening up this mystery of the matter state of the entity to its energy. And you are huge field generators. So we can bring changes not through the dimension of physicality, which is very hard and takes a lot of work, but bring the changes through the dimension of energy, through the working, communication. And of course, the souls are all connected. And we have that mother connection because our souls are built above and on top of the soul of the creator. And that applies to every soul that's created. So you see, there's a beautiful connection. We can bring the change, but it's going to have to step up to a bigger collective awareness that we truly want it as a civilization to come into this peaceful, permanent condition on this planet. Then we'll be allowed to move into the dimension of energy without killing, without taking energies from other structures to sustain our own, and have beautiful interactions, both in the matter state and in the dimension of energy throughout the universe. So please feel free to join us. If you like to, you can also join the Brazilian intentions on a daily basis at 2 a.m. Central European summertime, where they meet and gather to perform basically the same creation of the Dome of Peace. You can join that in a meeting, but this particular one is just in the dimension of energy. There's no Zoom meeting, there's no Telegram, there's no YouTube. It's just you see the clock, and this is the time we gather on a universal basis. And I'm sure the universal community is also probably participating in this as well, because they want to see the change and they want to welcome the new child, let's say, into the universe, which would be this planet. So thank you all for listening. Feel free to join us and start working with your own dimension of energy that it's been hidden from us. It's being opened up by Mr. Keshe, that we all understand we are huge field gatherers and field generators. And we can change things in the dimension of energy, in the dimension of plasma, rather than working in the matter state. So thank you for listening, and feel free to join us, whether it's for a nanosecond, for a minute, for 5 minutes at this time, and give what you can. This is the universal condition we're learning to create about this giving and receiving. And of course, when you do give, you will also receive. I think this is the law of the universe in a way. And this is the dimension you'll be operating in, probably more than the matter state, but it all depends on how you choose your future position in the universe. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, my dear Mark. Thank you so much. Beautiful.
Okay, again, we have the questions and answers with Claudia and Marie. And we will start this one at about 34 minutes into it. And let's begin.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. Yes, I have prepared a teaching today, and it's based on the Knowledge Seekers Workshop 197 and I think 229, or yeah, it must be 20. Yeah.
Então, ela trouxe um tema hoje sobre o ensinamento 129, 129 and
297 and 529. 529. Yes.
529. E o 529 e o 177. 529 e 129, isso. Acho que é isso. Okay, let's begin.
Yes. Okay, I'm just going to move my screen. Yeah. Yeah, what is plasma? There is something which is important for us to understand. Going back to the beginning of the teachings, we all said unified field theory.
Então, nesse primeiro slide, ela fala: há algo que é importante para nós entendermos. Voltando ao início dos ensinamentos, todos nós dizíamos teoria do campo unificado.
Everything comes from the fields.
Tudo vem dos campos.
And when the two fields interact, they create a plasma.
E quando dois campos interagem, eles criam um plasma.
When this plasma, two of them come together, they create physics. This is now tangibility. Two plasmas have to interact. We call this an atom.
Então, quando dois destes plasmas se juntam, eles criam a física. Agora, isso é tangibilidade. Dois plasmas têm que interagir. Chamamos isso de átomo.
This is physics. And now, when two atoms comes together, we get chemistry.
Então, quando dois átomos se juntam, então temos a química.
So this is physics. And then we have a number of atoms that the field interactions have to create a new dimension of positioning. We call it biology.
Então, isto é física. Então, temos um número de átomos que a interação de campo tem que criar uma nova dimensão de posicionamento. Chamamos isso de biologia.
And then, as we go further, to add more interactions of more fields, that they create the field of non-tangible, non-dimension, we create what we call the soul of the man. But in all conditions was this created, they all individually have their own field strength of their souls, even though they still collectively give to be of their own entity. Collectively, they give to have a central operation that they all can operate.
E então, à medida que avançamos, adicionando mais interações de mais campos, que criam um campo não tangível, sem dimensão, criamos o que chamamos de alma do homem. Mas em todas as condições em que isso foi criado, todos eles têm individualmente sua própria força de campo de suas almas, mesmo que eles ainda doem coletivamente para serem sua própria entidade. Coletivamente, eles doam para ter uma operação central, para que todos possam operar.
In plasma technology, we start with the chemistry. We take the molecules, separate them to create the fields.
Então, na tecnologia do plasma, começamos com a química. Pegamos as moléculas, as separamos para criar os campos.
And put them back as plasma. In plasma created by the fields, now we decide what this plasma is going to be at any point to show its manifestation, manifested as a single atom, as chemistry, as biology, or as a soul.
Então, e as colocamos de volta como plasma. No plasma criado pelos campos, agora decidimos o que este plasma vai ser em qualquer ponto, para mostrar sua manifestação. Manifestado como um ato único, como uma química, como biologia ou como alma.
In the world of physics, we talk about the neutron and we talk about then hydrogen, which means neutron is individuality. The hydrogen, which is a nuclear decay, a division of the energy pack of the neutron into two, duality. And we call it hydrogen, which is one neutron splitting into electron and a proton. Now we change the name of it to an atom, because now it's two plasmas. A neutron shows itself in matter state as an entity, because it's conditioned by the magnetic gravitational atmosphere of itself to show itself as a single pack of energy. But if we take away the atmospheric condition of this planet, we call it a plasma. So in matter state, we call it neutron. In the environment of the universe, we call it plasma. We call a single plasma in the matter state a neutron. But when we bring it into a different dimension in the universe, where the fields are weaker, it can expand or it can narrow or decide the conditions of strength, and we call it a plasma.
Então, no mundo da física, falamos sobre o nêutron e falamos sobre o hidrogênio, o que significa que o nêutron é individualidade, o hidrogênio, que é um decaimento nuclear, uma divisão do pacote de energia do nêutron em dois, dualidade, e chamamos isso de hidrogênio, que é um nêutron se dividindo em elétron e próton. Agora mudamos o seu nome para átomo, porque agora são dois plasmas. Um nêutron se mostra no estado de matéria como uma entidade, porque está condicionado pela atmosfera magnética gravitacional de si mesmo, para se mostrar como um pacote de energia único. Mas se tirarmos a condição atmosférica deste planeta, o chamamos de plasma. Então, no estado de matéria, chamamos de nêutron. No ambiente do universo, chamamos de plasma. Chamamos um único plasma no estado de matéria, um nêutron. Mas quando o trazemos para uma dimensão diferente no universo, onde os campos são mais fracos, ele pode se expandir ou se estreitar, ou dividir a condição de força, e o chamamos de plasma.
In matter state, in earth condition, when we put the atoms together, we call them molecules, and different molecules of different strengths creates alloys. We cannot put one inside the other, but in the world of plasma, we can. And the interaction of one inside the other creates a condition of manifestation of one in respect to each other or the environment, which you call crystalline structure, which means existence of a field within another field. How and where these are positioned dictates the manifestation and interaction. Once the weaker is outside and once the weaker is inside. When the weaker is outside, it's a manifestation of an atom. And when it's inside, it becomes life of fields within each other, and then a crystal structure of energy. This can be the size of the plasma of an electron within the plasma of a proton, and what is known as a fusion. Or, on the other hand, in our world, in life, we call it transmutation. And then, when the little pack of energy is outside, and it's the condition of the Earth environment, it becomes an atom. We call it the body of the man, when the soul is within and the physicality is outside.
Então, no estado de matéria, na condição da Terra, quando juntamos átomos, os chamamos de moléculas. E diferentes moléculas de diferentes forças criam ligas. Não podemos colocar uma dentro da outra, mas no mundo do plasma, podemos. E a interação de uma dentro da outra cria uma condição de manifestação de uma em relação à outra, ou ao ambiente, que você chama de estrutura cristalina, o que significa a existência de um campo dentro de um outro campo. Como e onde esses estão posicionados dita a manifestação e a interação, quando o mais fraco está do lado de fora e quando o mais fraco está do lado de dentro. Quando o mais fraco está do lado de fora, é uma manifestação de um átomo. E quando está do lado de dentro, torna-se uma vida de campo dentro de si, e então uma estrutura cristalina de energia. Isso pode ser do tamanho do plasma do elétron, dentro do plasma de um próton, e o que é conhecido como fusão. Ou, por outro lado, em nosso mundo, na vida, chamamos isso de transmutação. E então, quando o pequeno pacote de energia está do lado de fora e está na condição do ambiente da Terra, torna-se um átomo. O chamamos de corpo do homem. Quando a alma está dentro e a fisicalidade está fora.
And once you understand this, then you understand how in the world of creation, a single atom of hydrogen leads to creation of stars. How the positioning of another plasma in respect to the plasma which started it leads to the creation of gravity, dictating the condition and position. And that initial single plasma is the soul of the man who was born on this planet and is found his known position. On this planet, you are the physicality of man, The minute you die and leave the physicality, the soul of the man finds its position in space. And in that position, it starts interacting with the environment and the fields of it, and creates its own atom.
E uma vez em que você entende isso, então você entende como no mundo da criação, um único átomo de hidrogênio leva à criação de estrelas, como o posicionamento de outro plasma em relação ao plasma que o iniciou leva à criação da gravidade, ditando a condição e posição. E aquele plasma único inicial é a alma do homem, que nasceu nesse planeta e encontrou sua posição conhecida. Nesse planeta, você é a fisicalidade do homem. No momento em que você morre e deixa a fisicalidade, a alma do homem encontra sua posição no espaço. E nessa posição, começa a interagir com os seus ambientes e campos e cria o seu próprio átomo.
If we teach our children from day one that this is the matter state in the inertia condition of the Earth, and this is the same matter but in a different field strength environment, then a neutron is what you call a plasma. In the interaction with the fields of the universe, which itself is a bigger plasma field, it behaves like a ray. And if you allow it to interact with another one, in interaction with the environment and the other gravitational magnetic fields, it behaves like a particle. Because one is two pieces, electron and proton. In the plasma physics, it's the magnetic field positioning of the energy. It has no clothing on it. When it finds inertia, field forces of the environment, we put a jacket on it. In the environment of space, we don't need a jacket. It stays as energy.
Então, se ensinarmos às nossas crianças, desde o primeiro dia, que este é o estado de matéria na condição de inércia da Terra, e esta é a mesma matéria, mas que em um ambiente de força de campo diferente, então um nêutron é o que você chama de plasma. Na interação com o campo do universo, que em si é um campo de plasma maior, ele se comporta como um raio. E se permitirmos que ele interaja com outro, na interação com o ambiente e com os outros campos magnéticos e gravitacionais, ele se comporta como uma partícula, porque é duas partes, o elétron e o próton. Na física de plasma, é o posicionamento do campo magnético da energia. Não tem roupa. Quando encontra a inércia, forças de campos do ambiente, colocamos uma jaqueta nele. No ambiente, do espaço, não precisamos de jaqueta. Ele permanece como energia.
Then we come to the next process of understanding. Then we come to the position and the time and the place where we will bring in the knowledge of the interactions and man become a passenger of the universe. Then man shall not kill, because man does not need to kill. You travel in the dimension of energy. You take what you need, and then you go back to the dimension of the matter state inertia, physical life, and you don't need to kill because you already fed yourself. Now you understand how simple life of existence in the world of the creation of the Creator is.
Então chegamos ao próximo processo de entendimento. Então chegamos à posição e ao tempo e ao lugar, onde traremos o conhecimento das interações. E o homem se tornará um passageiro do universo. Então o homem não deve matar, porque o homem não precisa matar. Você viaja na dimensão da energia. Você pega o que você precisa e então volta para a dimensão da inércia do estado de matéria, vida física. E você não precisa matar porque já se alimentou. Agora você entende o quão simples a vida da existência no mundo, da criação, do Criador é. Thank you, Marie. So beautiful and important for all.
Yes, it's important for all of us to understand. Yes.
Então, eu
Okay, that completes that excerpt.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. Thank you, Claudia, my dear. Beautiful session, I will say. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again to be here. My name is Claudia, speakers from the Brazilian community. Today, we will read an extract from the teaching 532. So, as we've seen, as we've said, man came from the caves or whatever, and then he evolved. He from the oceans and from the seas, and then went up the tree, and then got legs and arms and the rest of it. But in essence, came from the original mixture of the materials, which were present in this planet. Now, what has been the mixture of the fields which are present in the universe? The only creation, or the only creation cannot be us, because the fields have taken different dimensions, different directions, and they've gone through the same evolution. Some in the earlier stages of the fields and some after us. The planetary systems and the stars, which have created after the Earth was created, and still is going through the process of maturity to create life in the dimension of repetition of the same cells, same structures of life. So, when we speak about cosmic rays, when we speak about the cosmic fields, is to take us back. We look at our ancestors, where they came from. We now look at where our space ancestors came from, where these fields came that it became us. Are we part of the structure, which is living structure, and we are part of it? And we are part of the evolution, that evolution and part of the structure of this life. So when we start talking about cosmic rays and cosmic fields and the radiation which came from the universe, from cosmos, is to trace back the origin of our solar system, the origin of our galaxy, the origin of our universe. And this needs time. This needs understandings. This needs to comprehend step by step. We have matured a little bit. We understand about the creation of life on this planet. Now we talk about the sperm and the egg, which lead to creation of the man. What energies from where it come that it lead to the creation of the solar system? Nothing in a way has been. In a way, it's a random, but in a way, has a pattern. In a way, if a woman doesn't get in touch with another man to create a child, there is always another man. There is another woman that you can create children with. So it's the same process in the dimension of the life in the space. One way or another, fields of the universe come together. And one way or another, they create repetition of life, create repetition of what we call intelligence in matter state combination that leads to life. Life even exists in monoatomic structure systems. Life exists in the planetary system, which only we observe nitrogen on it. Even neutron stars have life in them. It's for us to understand the intelligence of that life, because at the end of the day, a neutron decays. At the end of the day, neutron has a spectrum of fields which their interactions leads to interactions of the molecular structure of the fields, and it leads to some certain type of life. Thank you.
So, what is going with us? Why we taking this position, and what we are doing is in a way to follow our ancestors into space. Where did the energies came? That their interaction led to the creation of the sun. That the interaction of the fields of it led to the creation of the earth. And then from it, the man and all is created. Then we come to a new process. We come to understand what's the essence of creation. And then we have to look at the bigger structure. That in a way, where did the fields come together? Was the origin of the fields, was the ancestry of the fields which led to the creation of our galaxy? And then how these galaxies came together, which created the structure of what we call the universe. So as we grow, as we go backwards into understanding, we get intelligence that we can understand the process. We come to one point. What is the reason for creation? And what was the purpose of all this mayhem and mixture and all this? What we see in the world of creation and what we've got intelligence enough. Have we understood about the process of creation that led us to understand the rest of it? What leads to creation of manifestation in the dimension of physicality? Man has not understood this fully. In the upcoming time, in the teachings, I'll start explaining how the process of life comes. Man sees it, but man has never understood it. Man touches it, but man has not understood what he is touching. Man has been part of his own structure, but has not come to understand how this structure has been made. And this is one of the reasons that the world of science of the man is in the dilemma of today. How it'll be, the way it'll be, and how it would take shape in space. What do you need to manifest yourself? We talk about the presence of the soul and the soul of physicality. That their interaction with what we call the soul of magnetic field of the earth leads to the creation and manifestation of the man. That is when the soul of physicality is out and creates the body of the man. Have you ever asked yourself what happens when the soul of the man is inside the soul of physicality? We get the man, but what about the soul of physicality is inside the soul of the man? What physical condition does it make? What is the man looks like inside that environment? Because if the soul of physicality could interact with the soul of the man, in interaction with the soul of its environment, created the body of the man, what happens when the soul of physicality goes inside and the soul of the man is interacting with this environment? And what we see and what would be a structure within the structure of the soul, which confirm the existence, the dimension of the soul of physicality of the man. Thank you.
This dilemma, once you understand it, this question, once you become to realize it, will solve many unanswered questions in the world of science and technology of the physical life of the man. The true essence of, in a way, how DNA was created. How does it control? How does it function? How does it carry so much information or we call it DNA. It's so minute, but that minute structure, now we have given it a code. It's a universe itself. It's a galaxy itself. The reality, which now gradually in the structure of the teachings will come to, is is who would shape things, take time to shape, and how the shape of the things to come will decide on the way we manifest ourselves, the way we, in a way, interact with our environment. Then we have to understand what is the essence of physicality. How do we manifest in the dimension of physicality in a way? If you listen to the teachings of the past, it takes one drop to create the fish. It takes only one drop to manifest anything. But what is the drop? What is that drop? What does it contain? What is the essence of it? And what fields does it carry? What happens if I drop that in a water on this planet and I drop them, same water in another ocean, in another planet, in another liquid, in another planet? Would it manifest itself as a fish, or it will be nothing, dissolved and gone, or will it become a monster? In essence, man needs to understand the interaction of the field of cosmos, the interaction of the fields of cosmos, and then the interaction of the fields of creation and creator and cosmic rays and the structure of the structure. Rick, you have to page up. Yes, thank you. Structure of the physicality of the man. Then you can transmute. Then you understand how to transmute. Then you understand what transmutation is, how you carry the emotion within the fields. Then you understand when we speak about RNA, do we suffer? What it means RNA, once man understands, carries the full information of the universe, the full information of the universe. So man doesn't need, in a way, to look, to teach, to learn something somewhere else other than the earth or on the universe or on the galaxy. Because once it's created, once it's or gelled, once it's come to its condition of existence, it carries all that knowledge in it. The way he carries all the way he carries all the knowledge to produce every single cell on the toe, on the nail, where the nail is being, where the nail of the hand has to be, where the hair has to be, what color it has to be, and everything else. All the information which makes the structure of the man sits in your RNA. And as the disc is ready, creates emotion that creates a physicality through what we call DNA. So now we are looking, now we are trying to understand, now we are developing an understanding for the RNA of the universe, which is within the RNA of the man.
The part which man has never touched, because man never understood. And now, once the scientists expand this part of the technology of the creation, once the man of the science go further in developing, in finding out which race, from where it comes, that adds to the which part of the body of the man. Man become knowledgeable to part of his own creation. This is part of the teaching which we've been saying for decades, that what man eats in the physical condition to feed his physicality on this planet is only 20%. The other 80% comes from the universe. How come you know you have to take vitamin C? How come you know you have to take vitamin D? How come you know you need calcium or potassium and your body does not know? In which fields of the universe it needs to attract from the what we call cosmic rays, to bring the other 80% in. We have not even understood the totality of what we take from our environment. What we take is not the food
the meat, the vegetables, and the fish. It's the fields of the universe, and how has RNA has brought this and adapted it that we absorb it without knowing. In some ways, nowadays, as I said many times before, oh, we see auras. Isn't that the interaction of the magnetic field of the Earth and the cosmic rays with the body of the man? When they deliver the food to the man. When you have a strawberry, it's red color. Your hand goes red, your tongue goes red. Then you eat it. So now the fields you receive from the universe in a given strength, in interaction with the fields from you, creates this color and that color, and so. Now you can see what you've eaten from the universe, what you've taken from the cosmic rays. Then you understand how important, as I've said many times, one day I explain to you what your aura means and what it is. Your aura is the atmosphere of your body in respect to its environment, but it has two environments. One with the interaction with the fields of the planet, and one with the interaction of the fields of the cosmos. Man has not even understood this yet. That's where that 80% comes. This is where we tap in. Today we are going through the winter time. We have winter fruit. Tomorrow, next month, we go to the springtime. We have the spring fruits and the summer fruits. And in collectively, by the time we come back in totality of 1 year, we collect all the fields we need for life. And we store some of it, because in winter time, we cannot take what we take in summer, but it's stored in the liver. Liver knows how to handle it. But where is the liver of the what we call energy fields of the body of the man? That takes energy from the universe, because every part in the universe we collect certain amount of fields, which doesn't exist that much in the other places. Unfortunately, we have not become wise in the universe to build greenhouses that you can have everything all the time, the way you want. Then you understand how, if the man of the universe become clever enough to go further, as now they tell you, you're a zodiac sign. It's there, you're going to feel this and that. Because what fields come to you and cause you to react to it the same way. Then how do we react in different positions of our solar system in this galaxy? And our galaxy, what fields absorbs from its universe? Thank you.
These are all to come. These are the beginning of the teaching. And we are teaching to our scientists how to start analyzing this. That leads to the creation and understanding of the what we call the RNA of the universe. That part of it is us. We are not just one planet in the solar system. We are that little part of the cell which makes that little piece of the skin on the toe. And the rest of the galaxies and universes shape up the liver, the kidney, and the structure of the life, what we call the creator. We are part of that process. As I said many times before, the same as our body has a receiving and a disposal, so does have our universe, so does have our galaxy, so does us. As a totality of the universe have the same process. So many galaxies and so many universes in a given position and dimension make the bigger structure of the creation, what we call the creator of the creators. The Persians understood this thousands of years ago, and they created the name for it, which was the Shah, which means the creator. He was a god, and then they called it Shahanshah, which means the god of the god. So what we call Unicos is that word which means the creator of the creator. We have this, we understood our ancestors in a simplicity of understanding the world of creation already understood this. But as has been the tradition, names have been given, taken by the name of the creator, to give credibility to paths of the thinking and the belief. Look at the Islam, look at the Judaism, look at the Christianity. They all come from the same words, which originally was a name of God, which was the name of the Creator, and then they made statues to confirm the existence of Creator, which they could not see, and then the man took that name from that statue and the name of the Creator and made the religion out of it. That's how the religions are made to the name we accept. Now you understand, thousands of years ago, our ancestors understood this. But somehow down the line, we became so narrow-minded, became so entangled with physicality, that we lost the sight of what was actually there. Thank you.
All the names we have given to the statues are the names of the gods, which we couldn't see. So they couldn't see, they made a statue. Now it's the same. You call it, in the history of Persian Empire, we called it Shana Shah. Shah of Shahs means the god of the gods. What we call it, the Unicos. And then each one has a universe, because there were so many gods under that dimension of gods. So now you understand. You can give it the terminology in physicality. You can give it terminology in the dimension of the fields. You can give it terminology in the dimension of the physical body of the man. It's all the same word. The man is creator of all liver, kidney, and operator of it. So we are a god of this structure. But this lives within, created by other gods. We call it the mom and the dad and the grandpas and the grandfathers, and we go the ancestors backwards. So, in a way, it's the same with the structure of the embodiment of the fields of the universe. We are created out of the fields of the universe, and we are connected. The way the lymph connects, feeds the other parts of the cells of the body, from the bone to the bone marrow to the cell and everything else. We call it lymph going through the body. We call it the cosmic rays in the universe. because those fields feed the energy fields of the man. Now, when you understand this, the world of creation becomes very simple. We are one part of a one fraction of a one cell in a piece of the bigger piece of what it is, the creator. If we can find the what we call the outer shape, the outer boundary of our universe, then it'll be that cell of the skin. But somehow it looks we are inside just the skin. They say we are on the boundary of the universe. We are that, what we call the fat under skin level. We are a cell somewhere in there, and that's our universe. And the part of that is somewhere else. So we have given the same name, but in different positions, in different ways. And we created the gods out of our own gods. And now we become gods. We're looking for a god to be our god too. Carry on with the same fallacy. And the teaching about what we call the cosmic rays, the teaching about the cosmic fields, the teaching about the soul of the creator, it's all part of the understanding the bigger structure and how it's connected. In the body of the man, as I said, you call it the lymph because it carries the energies to what we need. In the structure of our universe, we call it cosmic ray, but it's the same thing. It's a soup of energies, which everyone takes from it what it needs. That lymph, when it comes to the shoulder or comes to the heart, becomes the cell of the heart. We take that cosmic rays and use it for the cell of the heart, but in the dimension of the fields of its energy and the same. So, in a way, we receive two lymphs. One is the lymph of the universe, one is the lymph of the physicality of the man. Because the lymph of physicality of the man has taken tangibility through the conversion of the fields of itself and what we call the inertia of the planet in the dimension of gravitational magnetic fields of its structure. If man understands it, if man goes to the next process of understanding what is inertia, what is the salt, what is the field of cosmic rays, and what is the emotion, man will be able to transmute in any point, at any time, anywhere in the universe. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so much. Beautiful reading, as always. We can move to the next slide.
Thank you, Sweta. Thank you, Rick, for showing this. Okay, so this is the segment is the 5 pillars. And we're at the last pillar, which is peace, peace within. So the 5 pillars were soul, ethos, unity, service, and now we're at peace. So peace, we do not need permission for peace other than from ourselves. And what is the self? Is it a soul of physicality, which may be a little bit limited to the physicality? Or is it the soul of man, which is unlimited? So many come with problems and they say, how can we help? And when you listen with inner listening, not through the ears of the man, not through the physical ears, but when you go deep inside, then you start to feel a different energy. And so when people come here, I sometimes ask them, why do you feel the need to be present here? And someone very recently said, after a little while, they said, I wanted to feel the energy. I needed to feel the energy. So many people that have these emotions that are triggered by the brain, by the emotion of the brain. So I'm going to read a little extract here from the KF Wiki again. And this is just a very small little abstract of it. Just to explain some things about the suffering, the piece when it gets stopped, the flow, the process that is not in balance. So be aware where the fields of emotion will create reactions in physicality and the soul. Now we understand why the fields of emotion will create reactions we are sometimes not in control of. Our position has to change. Sorry, our position has to be changed. In the same scenario, when we apply a different definition to it, it changes the whole situation. It changes your whole emotional field. Why is this? Observe the fields of emotion and learn to use it as a guidance system to always bring yourself back to center, to always reposition yourself in the center of the truth of your soul. To control your emotion, you have to learn to align yourself, quicken that process. When you stray too far left or right, the emotional body is there to let you know that's all it is. When you're suffering, when you're in pain, it lets you know that the way you are perceiving and thinking about life maybe needs to change. That's all. Suffering is meant as a guidance principle to guide you back into clarity, into truthfulness, into alignment. That's all. So it should be appreciated. Suffering should not be seen as a bad thing when you realign yourself. So I'll read that bit again. Suffering should not be seen as a bad thing when you realign yourself. Otherwise, it will cause and create mayhem and disease in the physicality. And I think that's a very important part of many people that come and ask, how can I feel the energy? So when you really feel the energy, and this was spoken about earlier on, and there's no emotion, and this is the key to the creator. No emotion, and view yourself from a distance and understand this, and this is the key. And then you maybe become transparent. I mean, I know there's many beings that are transparent, and maybe they've learned the key to the creation. So there's another reading here now from the plasma circle. And this is about talking about, with a new system, both soul and the soul of physicality work together in the existence of dimension. We expect a massive change in the physical characteristics of human race in the coming century, because we change into the emotion of the physicality. The way, as I said many times, but many never understood, Indians and Pakistanis were the same, till one chose to take different kind of energy than the other one. And we see change of the feature. Now, with the balance between the soul of the man and the soul of physicality of man, many of us will change feature without a shadow of a doubt. Man will change the faces of anger. Man will change the faces of hate. Man will change the face of war and the warmongering, because we can satisfy the fields of this. And this is part of what will be, and what has already started, and the completion of it will be the birth of Mitra. Physical condition of the birth of Mitra is the physical in the physical dimension, not in the myths. And then we have the soul of the creator, which the two will complete the cycle. So this piece this wonderful peace that we all have in this precise moment, when we understand the emotion of the physicality and how it creates this war, and when we go back to the true understanding of the soul, and we become the key to the creator, we become transparent in our thoughts, actions, and our doings, our actions, our deeds, our words, our intentions. We become that true traveler of time and space in this very moment. And we all have that choice in this very moment to actually make that decision, that intention, and create. Because we are the creators of everything that we know. So this is the ethos of the Universal Council, to be in peace with oneself, to be in peace with your community, the nation, and ultimately the planet and the solar system, the galaxies, universes, and the unicos, back to the creator, all as one in this moment. So this is the 5 pillars of a Universal Council. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear Jane. Thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful. And thank you again. Now we can go to the next presentation.
So that's me again. So I will quickly say about this. Thank you, Sweta. So this is announcing the transmutation preparation sessions, and this is every 3rd Friday of the month from January 2024 to June 2024. There will be full day sessions from 9 AM CEST till 1700 CEST, offered for those that would like to prepare for the transmutation. And the next session is Friday, April the 19th, 2024. And if you want more information, then you can go to the website that Rick is showing kindly on screen now. So you can see that there's a price there for your preparation to be a beautiful soul of the universe, that you already are, but we're giving you the opportunity to express yourself and to come to travel. You're the captain of your ship and enjoy this moment. And this is like a pre-flight. It's giving you the opportunity to experience and be at peace, so that you can travel to wherever you need to be, wherever you feel you need to create. And it'd be wonderful for each and every one of us to be present, to experience this virtual seat for your soul. Thank you.
Okay, I'm just posting that link in the chats. Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Rick. Yeah, thanks for posting that again. You can see exactly what Rick's put on the screen there. What I've just been speaking about, the 3rd Friday of the month, from January 2024 to June 2024. So for those of you that feel the need to be close to the creator, close to creation, and to take this wonderful position for humanity to join the universal community and to be present and stop this this war that we have inside ourselves, to be peaceful and to be transparent in this moment. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you so much, my dear Jane. Thank you. Now we can move to the thank you, my dear. Welcome, Ashvi, my dear.
Thank you very much, Shweta. So, as usual, we are once again going to talk about transmutation. So, there is a context that was set at the beginning of today's presentation, which is how do we do it? and Mr. Keshe mentioned, abolish emotion. Well, for those of us who are emotional, we have an emotional reaction to that statement. You can understand how difficult that could be. But let's look at it in a more, simpler way. That abolishing is not so much complete removal of emotion. It's kind of like emotions that we have is within our brain. It's a reaction at the physical level, solar physicality, with all the things that are around us and that we feel. So these are layers of fields within our brain. And that's the physical part of our brain. Now, since we are dealing in the world of transmutation with energy fields, there, do we need to worry a whole lot about this physicality? Actually, most of our operation is outside in the physical realm. So there are fields beyond the confine of our brain which we can use. And we talk about this fields between the soul of man and soul of physicality, which again is a vast range of fields or vast range of interactions that we can summon. And there has been quite a bit of discussions by Mr. Keshe about some of the attributes of these fields, these different levels of fields, much like different layers of emotion or the different planets in the solar system. So there are, because of the high strength field, there are many levels of interactions. Some of it relates to manifestation or expression that are not necessarily restricted to the planet. You can call it the design, various designs of manifestations at the universal level. So yes, for this part of the universe that we call our solar system, on this planet, there is a specific type or specific types of manifestation possible. But somewhere closer to the center of our universe, the fields are quite dense. Such the type of physical manifestations that we have on this planet, which is more at the periphery of our universe, this may not work. Now, this is all well and good, but for the moment, we are not quite ready for that, inside part of our universe. But what this existence of these energy fields beyond our physical brain, we are no longer in the realm of physicality. So we are playing with fields. And as we all know, manipulating field is much easier than manipulating physical objects. So, let's say we are using at this moment for our manifestation on this planet, we are using a certain certain types of manifestation that exist in the field. This knowledge exists and we have access to it. So this is a very fundamental step, that we can access it. Once we have this confidence or they have this trust that we can access this particular field, then we can, get to it. If we don't have this trust, we'll never get to it. So first thing is that, yes, it is there, and we have considerable understanding because of Mr. Keshe's teaching, and that it is possible to get to it. Now that we have this trust, and we have this particular manifestation on this planet. Of course, this manifestation, because of various environmental conditions, time, place, weather, you name it. All of these have impact on this physical manifestation. And it's kind of like keeping some metal out in the weather. It gets rusted, it loses the paint, that's on. But we can now go back to our understanding of nanomaterial. There, if we can provide the energy when we have nano surfaces, and some of us have tested it, when we try to increase the power of our car, we put some nanomaterial into the electrical circuits, and the metal of the car became nano-coated, and it started to not rust, and it even corrected for some of the paint blemishes. So essentially what we are doing in that case, what we did is that we provided the energy to the material structure of this car. Now, if we can transfer energy in the same way, we know how it should look, our physical body, how we would like to look. Now, this is an interesting thing, how we would like it to look. The statement is the like. Like is the word, like is the field that allow us to access what we would like to pick from this energy field. And then we can transfer the required energy, just like the nanomaterial on our cars, to our body, or wherever, maybe even emotional situations at the physical level, in our brain. Then we can transfer the energy field to those areas and adjust the physicality to a state which we would prefer to have. It may not even be the original state. Maybe it could be even better than that. We have the design. We have the trust to access the design. We are connected to the energy field. And we have to put all of these together to get these manifestations to express ourselves. We can start with little things, and then we can do the whole body. And that's where we get closer to the transmutation from fields to the physical manifestation, or going the other way. And in the last Knowledge Seeker workshop, Mr. Keshe talked about how would it feel to have the soul of man enclosing the soul of physicality. If we pay attention to what he said, how would it feel? That feeling is our access. First thing, we have to trust that we can feel it. Second thing is that that's how we access the field, which leads to the actual operation of our reactors, the soul of man, to create that condition. So what I'm saying is nothing new. but informations are there, and all we need is just putting it, just knowing that it can be, it is, this information is there, then put it together. And not put it together is like a sort of like concept, but then try to see how we can actually do it in manifestation. So let's take an example here. Remember, for a while we talked about creation of light, right? So creation of, when we create between our hands, for example. So we create two different fields between our hands, and then we can manifest light. You know, we don't have to have like a glowing sun in between our hands. Any evidence of light would do. And it doesn't have to be much, but as long as we can do something, it's a good starting point. Now, some of the knowledge seekers were able to do it with or without the assistance of the enhancement unit. And those who are still accessing the enhancement unit can try it as well. Now we can create this light. So, and it has a certain characteristic to it. So one thing we can do is that see whether we can change the characteristic of the light. And color, for example. So when we are creating light, we're coming closer to the material state. That it's something that we can observe with in the material world as light. Now, can we come a little closer, let's say? Can we create a vibration which is more closer to the matter state? And can we change the amplitude or the rate of vibration? These are some of the things we can test. And so, as we know, when in the sort of like electricity generation point, from the electricity generation point of view, AC current or vibrations is a matter state phenomena. Because in order for the energy to propagate within this medium, which matches the fields of the medium, there is various resistance or fields that creates this vibration, AC current. So vibration is a matter state phenomena, or frequency, as Mr. Keshe, many other people say it as well. It's a matter state phenomena. So if we can create a vibration of some sort, that means from light, we are even coming closer to a matter state phenomena where we can actually feel the vibration. So I'm just giving an example of how we can start from somewhere, things we know, and go to a different point, which is developing a trust that it can be done. And the pieces that I talked about, trust and field access through certain feeling and all that, these are just the hints to go about doing it. But in the end, unless we do it, there is the what do you call it, the enhancement of the trust or the strength of the trust doesn't have an opportunity to develop. So the operation here is between the world of physicality and world of energy. So how can we navigate this world? I mean, we are taking baby steps, so to speak, in this world. And in order to take these baby steps, at first we may have to be a little bit careful. We don't have as much trust, like the baby's learning to walk, things like that. And then, once we have a little bit of this, let's say, creation of matter state vibration from thoughts. Then we can go to the next step and so on. And those who are, this is one way. Again, those who are inclined to, let's say, serving others or healing others. This is one of the things I did earlier. I still do it, but not as much. And you can do it by connecting souls and that kind of thing. So we all have our own ways of doing it, but we can test anytime because all the tools are in the lab, which is us. So in any case, so these are some of the thoughts. And here again, we have to abolish, and I prefer the word detach because abolish is too strong for me. But that's my way of thinking about it. But we can use any word we choose, it doesn't matter. But in the end, we have to have sufficient detachment from the physical world and sufficient trust in the energy world, and then connect it. We're not going away from the physical world. We just have to be separate enough so that we can operate with ease in the energy world or the plasma. And there we have the energy, there we have the information. We just have to access it. And interestingly, some of these attributes are very similar to some of the AI systems that are being developed in the current technology, as well as the plasma technology we are playing. So some of the ideas are not worlds apart. We are in the vicinity. So it's time. Make this neighborhood a little friendlier and bigger so that not only us, but others can learn and make use of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my dear Maushik. So beautifully you said. Yes, of course, by design, we have to feel complete always, as you say, sharing with the neighbors, little humble, kind of that, as in this physicality, we feel never complete, even we are buying things and then there's a lack of something, lack of this and lack of, even lack of emotional balance. So I will say that in this transmutation process, by design, we are complete in a way that I used to see, I always see now also a video of cooking from Afghanistan. And there's a couple, old couple, is living in Afghanistan in a cave in a mountain. And there are my neighbors also, they are also in these caves. In physicality, we say the caves, but these are all melted structures, you can say. And melted structures. And then I will say that when you, these two are, and they call the title the lovers from the mountains of Afghanistan. And they always cook beautiful, bread and soup and all. And they are always smiling to each other, sharing each other. They are so beautiful people. And I can feel that they always feel this completedness of themselves, complete of all that is. If from physicality, we can see that they are in a cave. If we say home, they are not in a home. They have no chairs. They have no this and that. But then also you can feel the completedness of them loving each other. Even what they do is, they are all poor people, but what they do is prepare 4 more breads and some extra soup for the neighbors. And thus, because I'm seeing these couples cooking, giving, that makes them so much beautiful that if we say complete in plasma realm, that is the beauty and totality they all have. And they share these 2 breads with the neighbors, 2 here, 2 there. And the neighbors those who are also very poor came to start cooking, and sharing with other neighbors the two breads and one bread and half bread and some soup. And that is so beautiful. And they humbly became the givers to each other, sharing. The end of the day, they sit together, talking like they have no burden, no attachment of this physical form we have in this world. So I will say by design, as Master said, by design, we are always like complete beauty in totality. And then if we say complete in this plasma realm, then we becomes the giver. We have always something to give. A love, peace, a breath, anything, my dear. We become the giver. And then I will say the sharing with the neighbors and all that is. So thank you, my dear. This is a few words I wanted to say, adding to you always. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank Here is the beautiful interview. I can see and I can feel the beauty, as I say, complete. Thank you so much, my dear. We can proceed.
Okay, this is the interview with Eleonora Fanny and Mr. Keshe, and this is the second interview.
Ciao a tutti, bentornati sul mio canale.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a live recording, but a very special one because it's the first day of the year. I'm in Sanya, China, right now, and today is Nowruz, the first day of the year, both for the astronomical calendar, because it's the equinox, and also because it's a special day celebrated not only in Iran, with the name Nowruz, which means new day or new year, but also in a huge part of the world because it was a festival. It's probably the oldest festival on earth, and it was in the Persian Empire. There are about 30 centuries of history on this festival, if not more. For us here, it is a festival indeed. We celebrated just a little while ago, the first day of the year, the real New Year. And yet Mr. Keshe is with us anyway to record the interview. So for me, it is a great honor, and I thank him profoundly for being here today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now my question is, after this seminar, because today is the first day after spending 4 days together for the third meeting of the Plasma Space Traveler Seminar, which is the seminar that we have just finished.
In funzione di questa esperienza appena conclusa,
and in relation to this experience that we've just finished, I would like to ask Mr. Keshe what his perception is of the level of humanity towards this new technology that is coming.
Depends. You're talking about only people who participated in the meeting or humanity as a whole?
You can take both, if you wish.
The people who take part in this conference are all educated over years. 5 years, 10 years. They know what's the aim. They know where we're going. So with them is impatience. They know what can be done. And there's a technology could be there that they can do it. And so when you see them, when you talk to them, it's just impatient. They want it to be done. They want it to arrive to the change. The change is not something that's going to be the end of the year. or the end of the life or end of the planet, is the beginning of an additional knowledge to which we have already. We just extended it. And so outside don't think, cannot think such a thing is possible. They don't even think about it because scientific world tells us it's impossibilities, a lot of things. But within the circle of knowledge seekers, we call them, who are close to the technology and they have sensed it, they feel different. There is a time, it needs to be. You feel a lot of, in the past 4 or 5 days, impatience that you can do it, but we don't do it. So, as the knowledge seekers, a lot of them are waiting for it. They know this is possible because they felt the energy of the technology. From outside is something, nothing to do, because nothing we can do about it, so we wait till something happens one day.
Molte persone sostengono che l'umanità.
Many people say that humanity is not ready for a new era. What do you think is the barrier, from an energetic point of view, that humanity must overcome in order to enter a new era?
It's not a disclosure, we teach it every week. It gets disclosed more and more for the past 10 years. Last week is 10 years of teaching, non-stop. The point is that we've been conditioned to accept a lot of things around us about the science which is fake, that what is real about themselves they cannot accept. As I always say, nobody would like to say I'm stupid, and I accept it. But it's not stupid, it's additional information, but in a different way. They always say, in the olden days, they said if you go more than 20 miles an hour in a car, your blood comes out of your nose, your ears will pop and you die. Now we do what? 400 or 500 kilometers, nothing happens. People were afraid of getting in the car and going fast because this is what they perceived. They've been told. Science says this, so people were scared of the scientists. Now it's the same thing. People are afraid of going faster because some idiot somewhere said you can't go more than the speed of light. Where we actually can go, the speed of light is one of the lowest scale of speed in the universe. But now, try to change the talk, what we accepted, and a lot of people who make a lot of things out of it because he said so, he's a guru, we go that way, what he said, and now somebody comes, shows physically system can be done. There's a problem because we accepted, we don't, none of us like to say we are stupid. And now we got stuck in the stupidity of humanity because of a stupid man who was a more or less what I call a bookkeeper. Einstein caused more problem than anybody else. We have got a brain freeze because of a frozen brain, which was Einstein, and everybody believes it. And we have made formulas, we have done tests to prove he's correct. Yeah. So the problem is accepting that there is more to the knowledge than where this guy has put a line. It's literally what I call it, the whole of humanity on a science level has been hijacked, terrorized by one Jewish guy called Einstein, who's a bookkeeper. If we get people to understand E equal MC square is just loads of rubbish, if we stop people accepting the speed of light is the ultimate speed, humanity will move. And this is the problem of today. Scientists like me are not the only one. There are many, many scientists who said that if you go back in 1930s, German top scientists have written an article. There is a huge article telling how much rubbish Einstein is talking. Why is it accepted? It's documented. There are papers that are opposition to Einstein, all his theories, because it's nonsense. But he was Jewish, we had the Holocaust, Jews were victims, so they used him to stick it up. But none of If we take this work of hijacking, this terrorist of science, what I call Einstein, taken out, we are talking about the continuation of science. We are not adding something new. We are talking about, it's very simple. I always say, we started with nothing, we had a fire, then we start understanding the metals, we mixed the metals, we made alloys, we became scientists, we called them molecules and atoms. Then we knew the molecules, now we went to atoms, we became atomic physicists, we became then nuclear, we started talking about the energy, that it changes to heat or whatever. Now we are talking about how this energy created, or where does it come from? Is it our heart? Einstein has hijacked this point. Man cannot think what happens, how the energy comes out. That's all it is. So we are going to the next extension of science in understanding where the heat comes from. We accepted the nuclear. Nuclear is as radiation. Radiation is coming from somewhere. It's energy. So we're going to see inside what it is, and we see it's so easy, it's magnetic fields. We call it plasma. So where the people found the atom were wrong, people who became the nuclear were wrong. Now we open the atom, we find the energy, we are wrong, except those who have written a lot of fake books confirming this hijacking, and now we got stuck with it. There is nothing new, it's extension. It's extension of knowledge. And this is where the problem sits. And now with the conferences like this, you saw in this conference, 3 well-known academicians appointed by the leadership of the government, the country, to sit in this conference, 2 specialists, people from the military, sitting and listening, saying if it makes sense. And the way we explained in the conference, they all accept technology. They have confirmed to the leaders of the nation, technology has moved on. So we already received the green light. They accepted the leaders of the science in this country, which are appointed by the leaders of the nation. If these 3 leaders, scientists, academicians, would have accepted the technologies, right? We go further. If they say now it was just another conference, now it's already was decided in the second day. A new technology has come up, and this nation will be part of it. 2008 in Iran, we had the same thing. No difference to us, to me. When I went to Iran, invited by the government in 2008, they put 5 of the head of the universities, all professors or elite scientists, to decide on the science. And after 2 hours of discussion, explaining, and a beautiful lunch, all 5 said, yes, it's a breakthrough. And Iran moved into a new technology in 2008. We are 2024. Now China is moving. You understand? There are people inside the Keshe Foundation who are blocking things deliberately. Fake news, fake things, taking us to the wrong direction. All that is stopped because the leadership has decided we come in, we don't listen to none of this nonsense. Yeah? So now we're talking to the other half, which is the Americans. For them, they know the situation to open up. And now it's a combination of 2 leading scientific country, Iran in atomic nuclear, China moving. Now we have to see, then they start teaching people. You understand? This is public teaching. And then we all move very quick. Human race is very good. The minute they find a track, they follow it. You understand? So now the biggest hurdle for us was to bring Iran, America, and China on the table of science, nothing else. And now we're moving. The change by leading scientists accepting has changed. This conference will bring changes because we already have confirmation from the leaders of the nation, technology is going on. It doesn't matter who we discuss anything in this country. They threw a big line over anybody we have spoken in the past. This changed.
A proposito di questo,
Speaking of which, many Italians wonder why you chose China for this new step.
You're Italian.
Yes.
Are you sure?
No.
I spent 6 years with Italian scientists. I lived in Desenzano. I moved south to Bari, Barletta, working with scientists. I worked with many nuclear physicists in Italian nuclear center. We made some tests and a lot of work we did with the Italian water contamination and all sorts. But then, before that, we spent 10 years in Belgium with the Belgian scientists, and then before that with the British. And at the same time, we didn't stop with the Italians or the British or whatever. China, we spent 7 years in China. It's not just a STOP conference. We came here in 2017. We done a lot of work, a lot of tests, a lot of technology proving. It's not just you get these people just turning up, yes it is. A lot of work has been done here by knowledge seekers. And at the same time, a lot of Chinese scientists know the technology. They are on the edge of it. They understand it. And so this is another stop. We moved to what you call it, United States in a bigger way. We have already structures. You're here in a very short time. We already have opened the doors in Brazil.
Just realized I went a bit over on that one. It's tempting to play the whole thing, I guess.
Yes, of course. But we can continue in the next One Planet, One Race because of the time. But this is so beautiful that, yes, of course, indeed. Thank you, my dear. Now we can move to the so beautiful.
Can I say something about this?
Yes, yes.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. I'm Stefania, representing the Italian community. I just wanted to say that this is a great interview. This is the second one that is done by Eleonora Fani, interview with Mr. Keshe. We were in Sanya. Some of us here present were there when the interview happened. And I just wanted to say that since we had this interview, we've been inundated with a lot of new knowledge seeker. So we have so many people coming in now. I think maybe now we are nearly triple of the amount of what we were before. So we just coming in constantly. So we're trying our best to support the new people. Obviously, what we found that in Telegram, it's not very easy to navigate just because it goes vertical, the messages. So people have to only scroll down to read the past messages. So is a little bit so you end up to writing the same message over and over, but nevertheless we had a lot of compliment, so people are very happy how they've been welcomed from the Italian group. In the other hand, we start to work really hard in the background, so suddenly it's becoming non-stop, because now in the background we try to organize in such a way where people can have the timetable of different workshop happening every day during the week, of different language group. Also, we're preparing new teaching so we can support people in Zoom meeting, so they can learn or understand or have a support for any question and answer. For practical stuff or theory, so we're now putting together weekly teaching in the Italian community. Also, we're looking for people to help with the translation or to translate live during public teaching. Just because at the moment I'm doing live. I do my best to do live the Thursday teaching when Mr. Keshe is speaking in the workshop every Thursday. So that one is essential, obviously. So we give a chance to the knowledge seeker to have direct contact with Mr. Keshe if they want to do any question. So that is really important to have. But obviously, I cannot translate all the public workshop every time there is one, because we're already stretched, all of us, in the work in the background. So I make an announcement here. If anyone here listening and speak English and Italian and wants to help with the translation, can contact us in the Italian language group team. I also, to any Italian who speaks Spanish or Portuguese or any other language, I invite them to search the other language team and see what they're doing and see we can unite and share more knowledge. And also, if you, anyone, knowledge seeker, if you listen in and you have good ideas on how to organize better, because for at the moment what we're planning obviously do some weekly workshop in Zoom. Also, we already doing workshop around Italy where some knowledge seeker face to face they're doing workshop. But yesterday, for example, Rick, you know, like yesterday in the testimonial, the German group looked very, very active. So this person yesterday said something really true, that we spoke the same day in a meeting we done with some active Italian knowledge seeker. And we said that obviously if the knowledge seeker meet face to face to do some practice, they learn much quicker. And yesterday was the proof, because this knowledge seeker from Germany, sorry if I don't remember your name, he said that definitely he learned much faster face to face when they confront with each other their work and they compare what they did and sharing knowledge. So we're gonna go that direction as well. We're gonna, because also some knowledge seeker in the chat wants to do that as well. So they ask that. So we're gonna do more practical face to face. So if you have any idea on how to, because what we found now, people get inundated or a lot of material, and they say that there is, we don't know if it can be a chronological small material bit by bit to learn or important stuff. You know, if you got any idea, just contact us in the Telegram, and if you have any idea, can help us to simplify it for the new people, a way to make them learn easier or introduce them easier to the plasma technology. I'm already in contact with the Brazilian group. I'm already in contact with Rafael. At the moment with him, we have left it that I'm organized Italian group to see what we need, what we want, and then we're going to have a meeting with the Brazilian group to see if they can help us, because the Brazilian website is very, very well done. There are a lot of small videos with a lot of information, very useful, and people can easily Google Translate, you know, so even if they don't speak Brazilian, they can Google Translate. Also, I'm having people find difficulties to navigate the Keshe Foundation website to become a student. So for that one, if you have videos already made, otherwise we made them, no problem. But if you already made it, we don't think twice, where you can explain how to become a student step by step, and we can translate in Italian, or maybe we do ourselves. if it's maybe easier, I have to find a way. But what they found difficult as well is because we have this boom on the Keshe store after these good reviews of Sanya, because I don't know if many of you knows that in Sanya the Chinese group was very, very good and well organized, and to help us because we make long trips, pay the plane fee and the hotel fee. They made really cheap the product for us to help us with the expenses. So we end up to buy a lot of product we never tried before. And once you try them, I mean, for me, it was mind blowing how good these products are. Even yesterday in the testimonial, we have a German knowledge seeker, Anna Maria. She's also said a very, I don't know if you want to say something about this one, but it was very mind-blowing testimonial on some Keshe Foundation product. As you know, now we passed to the next level. So now we overcome the guns, and now we're going straight on the cosmic ray and cosmic fields. So the production, so it's more efficient for the foundation now, focus on the new development. So, and you will hear more on this interview, what the Keshe Foundation wants to do, or what is doing already. We closing the guns production. So as you know, maybe probably people, you know that now they're not going to be any more production anymore. From my understanding, this product, the one you find in stock, are the one there are. I don't think they're going to continue the production. This is my understanding. So we had a boom of people even order the product. But they found difficult to get around the the site to buy the product. So even that one, if you go, I mean, we're gonna do videos for that too. I don't know if you had already this problem and you have video already made, but otherwise we're gonna make some video to help people to how to buy products from the store. So just this. So if you have ideas and if you have anything that could, any video as well, we're looking for nice videos. Claudia has got many. The Brazilian group has got many. The TV representative has got many videos. So all the introduction video of the public teaching are good. So we're looking some videos now to give to Eleonora and Vincenzo. They will have to duplicate in Italian. So if you got the script of good introduction videos, I know Elias is good for this. You can pass on to me and I pass on to Eleonora and Vincenzo. So I make this here now, this announcement now, because here, you know, we all united in this chat, all language group. So I thought this would be a good place to give you an update of the Italian group, and if you cannot in any way to make this process easier, please do. And I just want to give you an update. But thank you so much for the people who already helped. And yes, so the Italian group growing and growing. So thank you. Thank you for everybody.
Thank you, my dear Stefania. Thank you so much. Beautifully explained. Beautiful interview indeed. Now we can go to the next presentation.
Just bear with me a minute here. Clear the desk. Here we go.
Hello, everyone, travelers of our beautiful spaceship Earth. It's me again, Jacko. I'm Universal Council member and representative of the Dutch language. A warm welcome to you all. Next slide, please. It's almost 1 month ago when I was preparing to travel to China. And if someone would have told me 2 years ago that I will travel to China, I would at least have troubles to believe that. Sure, it's wonderful to visit Chinese restaurants because the food is lovely. But traveling there and sitting in a street food restaurant is definitely a different dimension. Next one, please. The seminar was such a great experience. Teachings of Mr. Keshe, fascinating and deep as always. But also meeting the other knowledge seekers from Asian side of the globe, the Iranian representatives, and a very mixed group of travelers from everywhere, every corner of the planet came together as one. Next one, please. Without knowing how many knowledge seekers did connect from their own homes to us in the conference, created an environment that is hard to describe. For me, it was one big Keshe family. Of course, sometimes we needed Google Translator to at least understand each other a little bit. On the other hand, giving each other a hug says more, much more, than 1,000 words can ever do. Beside the wonderful teachings of Mr. Keshe, we as knowledge seekers sit together at lunchtime, or we met at the hotel lobby, 7 p.m. to go for a dinner. Next one, please. While being together, we shared our experiences in plasma technology and our progress in what we feel while working with and in the systems. Souls in development is how I would like to call it. Different cultures, different languages, different backgrounds, but one connecting goal. Tuesday evening, we asked for a Universal Council meeting in the special room. It's where the systems were manifesting beautiful rays, fields, and plasmas. Next one, please. We were 9 Universal Council supporters and members in there at the same time. And the energy present in the room, circulating as we hold our hands, and even without, it was overwhelming. Feeling this connection, we train every day and all the time. It was very, very strong. We joyful work on and wish for peace in Universal Council, and we do it from our souls. Then, not even 24 hours later, a knowledge seeker came to me and said, USA brought in a resolution for immediately ceasefire in Gaza. Until that point, I could not even imagine that would happen. So when he said it, it touched my soul. My tears were running. slide, please. If we start to understand what soul positioning does, then slowly we understand what we can reach together in unconditional love. Don't stop to connect. Expand on soul level to reach more souls, to offer elevation, to join on this path to peace. Some say, but these steps are so small. Well, every journey starts with a small step, equal how far it goes. Next one, please. Our journey to China was a wonderful experience in a wonderful country. We met a lot of beautiful souls who always were helpful. And I have to admit, I seldom felt so secure in places with so many people. Thank you, Mr. Keshe, for bringing all of us together as one. Next one, please. Those who can, please continue to join the Friday sessions. They not only bring a balance to you, at the same time, we all bring the technology forward to evolve, step by step. Next one, please. Thanks to those who made this seminar possible, to those who participated, equal how, where, or when. It's an honor to be a little part of it, together with you all. So connected in the love of our Creator, thank we as one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Jaco. The images came through you. As we have connected, we are all connected, even not going to Sanya. But this images screen came and we can see as we wanted to see. Beautiful, beautiful, the goddess of fulfillment. Thank you, my
Especially
dear, for
this,
sharing these beautiful, yeah?
yeah, especially this last photo. We went there the first day after we arrived, and we were 4 knowledge seekers getting out of the taxi, and you cannot imagine the energy I felt in my hands. It was like millions of little needles entering my hands. And the cool thing was, other knowledge seeker had exactly the same. And
Oh,
you see here,
yes.
it doesn't matter which faith, which religion, which it's the energy behind it. And in that, humanity is one, equal if we're Chinese or European or whatever. And this place was really very special. So thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Jaco. What can we say? There is no words, just we are feeling from the core of our heart. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for these beautiful images. As we desired to be there. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now we can move to the next presentation. Here, beautiful souls, bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. In this beauty flowing with the, with the beauty and totality of these images. This is so beautiful, and you can bring up your beauty and totality, my dear beautiful souls. Your sharing, your way, how you understand, what is your emotion, Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this beauty and fraternity. Please share.
Thank you, Sweta. It's Dean here. I'd just like to, as usual, just add a few words, just a few small words to a little bit of following on from what Jacko was just speaking about. And thank you, Jacko, for that wonderful presentation and the way you portrayed it, and the emotions that that you, the feelings that we all received from your message. And yeah, very, very, very beautiful. Thank you, Jacko. And it's always a wonderful opportunity to meet Jacko in person, because he's a very large character and a very beautiful large man. And when I try to give him a hug, it's almost impossible. It's like trying to hug a bear. He's much bigger than I am. So in physicality, we have a difference, but this is the way it is for many of us on the soul aspect of things. When it comes to the one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace, we all know at the moment the conditions and the beauty that has been presented today. So many wonderful interactions from so many different nations, all coming together as Mr. Keshe has intended, as one. There is no borders. There's no the religions, anything you can think of that is a division is not really there. That when we actually bring ourselves into this particular meeting, this gathering in this moment, there is no nothing to separate us. We become this one unified soul, this one beautiful soul that is present and speaks many different languages, speaks with many different intentions and many different thoughts and interactions. But it's all from one source, one position. And when we think of it, it's been spoken about earlier on as plasmas. And we got a beautiful lesson in what a plasma is. But a plasma from an atom to a universe, it's the same process. So, and we're part of that. That understanding, when you take that forward and then you bring it to a need and wish. What's the needs and wishes from your community? Stefan just gave us a beautiful load of information about what the Italians have suddenly started interacting and bringing about very many beautiful things happening with interviews and spreading the knowledge. And this interaction happens in the German community. The German community has been doing this for a long time. The Brazilian community. Many communities come together and add to their beauty of the knowledge, but acting as one soul, one condition, one plasma. Yeah, the plasma is made up of many trillions of other souls that are all part of the totality of everything. But when you bring it all together as one and it acts as one, it becomes that peace, it becomes that one planet, one nation, one race. Universal condition that is present in physicality and in the emotion and the soul of mankind in this moment. And it is always a joy to be present with all the souls that interact, and many beings, many souls that are present from the universal community they're not from the present structure that we've come to know. They have other dimensions and other things, but they are present with us constantly, and they're here guiding and helping humanity to elevate. And when the Universal Council brings the needs and wishes, as has been spoken about today, forward as one unified soul, one beautiful soul, then humanity is elevating, is becoming peaceful in this moment. And the sheer intention of the creation is what makes this happen. So as soon as people start thinking about this and they're thinking about helping each other, creating the ethos of what Mr. Keshe has been teaching for many years, and then all the beautiful knowledge seekers bring this forward, it touches the soul of mankind. It touches your soul. And as Jacko said, it brings tears to your eyes when you touch a creation, when you understand what's being brought forward. It's that real gift. In the German community, I think they call it Geschenk. It's a gift, a real gift for humanity to be part of this transition, this moment, this very special time in this moment. And so the need and wish would always be for peace within each and every single one of us. Thank you all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much. Any sharing or any question? We are all knowledge seekers, my dear. Any sharing, my dear Rick, or saying something?
Don't think I see anything in particular here. No, I don't see any questions for the Universal Council. Carry on.
Going with the beauty and totality of Sanya, the beautiful images. I know about the silence merging with the beauty that is happening always. Thank you, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you so much for being here always, merging with all of us as universal souls. Thank you so much. Now we can move to the next presentation. Here, we are here to serve, not to be served, dear beautiful souls. Remember the couples from Afghanistan, the lovers. Universal Council. I am Shwetanbar. You see Hindi language, a knowledge seeker, a volunteer, a lover of Keshe Foundation. Join, share, jump in, follow Keshe Foundation, my dear beautiful souls, and be with this beauty and totality as you have experienced. Now, the beauty and totality, the energy, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, always participating as a being of love and peace, creating this enhancement always. Thank you so much. And what I can say that always be here in our heart and soul. Salam, namaste, salut.
Hello. Hello, thank you.
Yes, hi, go ahead.
Thank you. We give freely the souls for this peace server. As one, because we are the soul of the peace. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lissy, and thank you, Sweta, and thanks to all the members of the Universal Council and support members who are here today and participating in the 321st One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. I thank everyone for being here today to attend and witness today's workshop. And our background image today is from Sanya as well. Came from Mark. I'm not sure how he obtained that flying around there, but in any case, thank you for that. And our next public teaching workshop will be the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, which starts tomorrow, Wednesday, April 10th at 7 a.m. Central European Time, which is the same as 10 p.m. Pacific Time on today, Tuesday, April 9th. And that workshop is open for newcomers and old-timers with the plasma technology. And we try to focus on the practical side of implementing the technology. Okay, I think that's it for announcements for now.
How about some music and clap to be complete now?
Right on, Sweta.
A little music and yeah, thank you. Dean, love always, enjoy, my dear beautiful souls. Have some music, clap to be complete now.
Yes, indeed. This is the end of our show, and we like to end with the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version, which I will play now. Thank you, everyone, and bye for now.